Hi there. Welcome to 20 for 20. My name is Grace Roebuck with the Elks National Foundation. And today we're joined by Anders Hurst, a 2020 Legacy Scholar sponsored by Bristol RI, Lodge number 1860. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you again. First, just gonna start off super simple. If you don't mind, just like introducing us to yourself and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, my name is Anders. I'm from East Providence, Rhode Island. Um, that's where I grew up, and I'm currently attending college at Western New England University in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Awesome. And what are you studying there?
I'm studying sport management. I don't really know what I want to do with it yet, but maybe work with the Boston Bruins would be really cool.
Oh, cool. So like, why are you drawn to that field?
I grew up playing sports, and it's just not a career that I am talented enough to pursue. So I want to continue to work in the industry. So definitely working behind the scenes in the communications, the media. I think that would be really cool, bringing the game to the fans. And
Hmm.
because I'm a huge fan, I watch sports all the time. And putting together an event like the Stanley Cup or a Super Bowl or something like that, that would be a really cool thing to be a part of.
Totally. Oh, cool. Thanks for sharing part of your passion with us. Um, as a legacy scholar, we would love to hear too, like a little bit, what's your family's involvement with the Elks? And
Yeah, so my dad's been in an elk, I want to say for over 10 years.
wow.
Um, yeah, he goes to a like bunch of different events. He goes to eat at the lodge and meet up with his friends that he hasn't seen in a while. Sometimes his work friends go. Um, and that's pretty much it. But he told me that they had scholarships available, and um, I didn't I didn't know much about the Elks. I just knew that he was a member,
Hmm.
and that we got like the magazine every month. Um, and so now that I've been introduced, I'm kind of hooked, and I'm really glad that that he is an Elk, and that I can continue to follow through with that.
Totally, totally. Oh, that's so cool to hear, like how long he's been involved and how he uses it as like a conduit to meet and see current and like new friends. So super glad to hear about that. And him being an elk led to you becoming a Legacy Award recipient. So, why did you apply for the Legacy Award scholarship, and then what did receiving it mean to you?
Yeah, so my dad did tell me that there were scholarships available through. He looked through a couple of his different things, like he's a Teamster, and his job has a couple of different scholarships available. And of course, we want to save as much money when it comes to college. And he knows that I've been like a successful student and a natural born leader and stuff. So he looks for those scholarships that um, sort of put me on that higher pedestal that he knows I can reach. And so he said, "Yeah, I heard there's a scholarship. Why don't you go online and look at it?" And so I applied for the one that that said I qualified for because he's been an elk, and and winning it was absolutely fantastic. Especially since I didn't know much about the Elks, and now I've become so involved with them because they've been so generous. It's almost like they took a chance on me, and it like really paid off. And it honestly it's just soared from there. It's been about a year since I received my scholarship, and I'm already looking forward to doing more projects with them.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so cool to hear that you're only first getting into college this past year, but you've already become like so involved. And like so inspiring to like so many other scholars. And I had the pleasure to work with you when you reached out about the project that you wanted to do, which I'll let you share about. But this year you completed a Cornerstone grant with South Kingstown, Rhode Island, Lodge number 1899, which holds a close spot in my heart since they're my local lodge too. Um, and for any elk watching who's not aware, we award four Cornerstone grants to legacy scholars each year. And so these Cornerstone grants are $500 sent to a lodge for a scholar to work with an Elks lodge, or maybe even multiple lodges, to do some kind of like service project that really speaks to them and aligns with the lodge's interests, because it's a great way for scholars to serve and connect, especially with lodges that are either their local lodge or lodges around them wherever they are. So we're super excited whenever someone gets excited about that. And yeah, can you tell us a bit about your project and what you did with that?
Yeah, so at the very end of October, I think, right around Halloween, beginning of November, I had this idea in my brain, and I'm part of a couple of different groups, like organizations that could have helped me with this, but none of them like wanted to, and I couldn't find the right person to do it. And I wanted to do a virtual toy drive, which has obviously picked up a lot this year because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw like it's super easy. You just like set up a registry on your favorite website, and everybody can buy these toys virtually.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that sounds like a great idea, but I had no idea how to put it together.
Yeah.
I talked to a bunch of different people from like everyone I knew, and they were like, I don't know how to do a toy drive. I just buy a toy and I give it to Toys for Tots or something.
Hmm.
But I wanted to be a part of it myself, and I wanted to sort of organize it myself. So so I reached out to my local lodge, and they didn't really know what to do either. And so luckily I reached out to you, and you were like, wait, I have someone who might be able to help you. And so I got in touch with the South Kingstown Lodge, and I worked with Eddie, and she loved the idea. And so the South Kingstown Lodge works closely with the Johnny Cake Center of Hope,
Mm-hmm.
and that's sort of like it's like an all-encompassing center for people who have different needs. So I think they have like a food bank, and they have a bunch of donation like collections of like clothes and toys and different things like that. And they also offer like counseling services, anything that anybody would need.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that sounds like a perfect organization. I'd love to set something up to help them. So they do a huge toy drive every winter, where they do an adopt a family program. They have over 500 families, and people from organizations all around the state donate toys, and I got to be a part of that. My my registry toy drive had all like 25 toys, I think, which I thought was pretty good for a new way of collecting toys. I think that was pretty good. Plus, I applied for the Cornerstone grant, and I was so excited to open that email when they said that I won. And so me and Eddie, Eddie and I, we went to Target, and we bought 2 cartfuls of toys. And it felt so good. I felt like a little kid picking out toys, but it felt really good knowing that they were going to go to kids that didn't have them. We were even like, we got great deals. We got scooters, we got soccer balls, we got Legos, we got anything a kid would want for Christmas that normally they wouldn't be able to get. And even when we were in line, a lady was behind us waiting, and I turned to apologize to her because we just bought like $500+ of toys, and she was waiting for quite a while, and she said, is this for a toy drive? And I explained that I was working with the Elks Lodge and the Johnny Cake Center, and she right there pulled a $20 bill out of her purse and said, here you go, like, this is my charity for the week. And it felt good to know that other people wanted to help. And I got some other donations of unopened toys from Christmases past from family members and friends. And so total, I think we got really close to like 100 toys. And it was pretty good for pulling something together like last minute with just me and Eddie. And hopefully I can try again next year and it'll be even bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely reapply for Cornerstone next year and like go on this whole shebang again. But it's so awesome to hear like how it turned out. And when I saw those pictures on Facebook of you and Eddie at Target with like all the toys, I got so excited. I instantly sent the photos to like the rest of the scholarship department with the Elks National Foundation. And so I'm like so glad it was like such a good experience. And I loved Eddie. And so I'm really glad you guys got to connect on that.
Yeah.
Um, and so, just to like dig into that a little bit more, what was it like having Eddie in the South Kingstown Elks Lodge as like a partner, and like how did that kind of change the service project from when you first imagined it?
Yeah, so when I first started brainstorming it up, like in my brain, um, I'm gonna say that again. When I first started brainstorming the idea, I felt really lost because I didn't know, like it's easy enough to collect toys, but then where do you bring it? And then how does it get to the kids? And how does it get to the right people? Like how do you know who needs the toys? And I was really lost, especially since like nobody really was willing to take a deep breath and figure out like how to do this. And I was really, really relieved when you connected me with Eddie, and she immediately wanted to help. And throughout the whole process, she was there. She was helping me buy toys. She purchased some toys herself. She was sharing it on the South Kingstown Elks Facebook page. She printed it in the newsletter. She posted it on the bulletin board in the lodge. She told all her friends, and she was just really, really helpful the whole time. And I felt like it was a really good partnership between us. And everybody there was really grateful for me helping and everybody else that helped with the toy drive. And it ended up being a huge success. And so I really like this lodge, and I'd like to work with them again.
Awesome. I mean, I also really like this lodge, so I'm glad that we agree on that. And so, the next to dig a little deeper is how did this opportunity with the Cornerstone Grant and your experience with Elks and Elks Lodge as a whole impact your view of service?
So actually at the same time that I was doing the toy drive, I was involved in at least 2 other community service projects. One was a food drive, which was also extremely successful, and one was fundraising for animals in the animal shelter, which I sometimes I think I ask too much of other people, but I love helping those in need, whether it's animals or other people, because I've been lucky enough to have a great life and have anything I need pretty much when I want it. And so I definitely think the Cornerstone Grant allows people to take a project in their brain that they want to help other people with, and it makes it a reality, because $500 bought with all the Christmas sales and everything, it bought a ridiculous amount of toys. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a lot of toys, and without that we would have not had nearly half as many donations as we ended up getting.
Wow, that's so cool. And so, now that you've gone through this whole process, what does Elks family mean to you now, as opposed to maybe like a year ago before you got the scholarship?
Yeah, the Elks family, definitely, I feel like I'm a part of it now. And I feel like before it was just watching my dad, hang out with his friends. And now I feel like it's become a part of our family, that it's now part of 2 generations. I feel like I'm like an Elks member and he's an Elks member, and that I'm connected with you you work in Chicago, and I'm connected with South Kingstown, I'm connected with Bristol, and I'm just finding connections from all over, and hopefully I can even expand that more. And I realize how everybody wants us to succeed, and it's not just about like it's not just like when I was younger, I thought it was just a bunch of dads that, like, I don't know, go to the bar, but it's a whole community service. It's a community experience that is brought together by a ton of people that just have huge hearts, and they all want to work together to make the world a better place.
Totally. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It's funny you say that because before I got my scholarship too, I thought it was like a restaurant. I didn't realize it was this whole national organization. And so, you're always welcome. You and scholars and other Elks Lodge members are always welcome at any Elks Lodge across the country. And that's the power of the community that you mentioned. So, I just have one last question for you. And it's if you could say anything to the Elks and like to all of our Elks Lodge members watching this, like what would you say?
Well, to the Elks Lodge people in the Scholarship Foundation, I want to say thank you for giving me this chance, for helping me with school and helping me with this project. That was huge. To the Elks members of all ages and all everything, you guys are part of my family now, and I'm part of yours, and I feel really welcomed, and I hope I get to meet a ton of you throughout my experiences as I get older with the Elks. And to any students that are looking to apply for a Cornerstone grant or want to help people in their local area, definitely apply for it. It's just because there's 4 doesn't mean it's not achievable. I didn't think I was going to get one. I thought that was a long shot. But you just let them know what you want to do, and they'll help you out. And especially if you need help with school, also apply for those scholarships, because it's going to help you in the long run. And you're going to be so grateful for them that you're going to end up giving back. And it's just going to make our family grow bigger.
Totally. Just want to say thank you so much, Anders. Thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in. If you liked the show, hit the like button below and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks so much for connecting with Elks family, and we hope to see you next time.